this movie was my last theatrical watch of 2023. And did this movie end 2023 on a bang for me? Well, in the words of Heisenberg,
you're goddamn right.
So Godzilla Minus One is the latest Godzilla film in the Godzilla film franchise, and Godzilla Minus One takes place in the post-war Japan after World War II has taken place, where everyone and just pretty much everything is at its lowest point. But then, to make matters even worse, a new crisis emerges in the form of a terrifying monster that has happened to be baptized in the horrific power of the atomic bomb. Alrighty guys, so let's get into Godzilla Minus One.
Excellent!
I'm actually a big Godzilla fan. Now granted, have I seen every Godzilla film out there? I have not, but I have seen quite a few of them. Like, I have seen the very original film. I have seen, unfortunately, the 1999 film, which I will not talk about because it is just a bad movie. 2014's Godzilla, I think, is a film that borders on greatness, and King of the Monsters is a movie that I do enjoy. It's not a great film per se, but I do think it's a decently fun monster brawler with some of the most forgettable characters in the Godzilla franchise. And Godzilla vs. Kong, I think, is a really, really good time. But Shin Godzilla, I never got around to seeing, and there is a bunch of the Godzilla films that I just haven't gotten around to seeing, which I feel really, really bad about saying that I am a Godzilla fan. Something else to show y'all right now. Don't know if y'all could see that, but yes, I am a Godzilla fan. From the day that this movie came out, the amount of messages, the amount of requests that I got asking me to cover this movie, oh my god. I wanted to cover this movie earlier this month, but unfortunately, I just did not have the time until as of recently. I finally saw this film the day after Christmas. Forgive me for my French right now. This movie was fucking awesome! Now here's the thing, guys. I'm not even going to try to pronounce a single name from this cast, but just to let you all know, all of the performances are so well done. And even more so, and I'm so happy to say this even more so, the characters are so well written in Godzilla Minus One. And it only helps even more so that their performances are all fantastic. In particular, there is a wonderful shot in the film that takes place right before the third act starts, and it's genuinely one of the most moving shots I saw of the entire year. It just made me so happy knowing that I was watching a Godzilla film where not only the destruction was so enjoyable, which I'll get into later on, but the fact that I actually cared and liked for the characters and I wanted them to all survive is such a huge feat in Godzilla films, especially nowadays. The action sequences in Godzilla Minus One are not only thrilling, they're riveting, they're tension-filled, and every single time that damn monster came out to cause havoc, it actually did something that I feel like that not a lot of Godzilla films do. And again, this is coming from a guy that has not seen every single Godzilla film, but this is a movie that did something for the character that I had wanted to see in a Godzilla film really ever since I saw the original when I was very, very little. This movie makes Godzilla terrifying. This is a Godzilla film where every time destruction came out, I actually wasn't looking forward to destruction. I mean, sure, granted, was I looking forward to the destruction scenes just to see Godzilla ripping herself apart? Sure, a small part of me was. At the same time, since I loved the characters so much this movie, every time that Godzilla was coming out to rip and tear, I was actually going like, guys, you better run. But everything is so well filmed and everything has such high stakes yet but personal stakes to it all. Something else that I must mention when it comes to Godzilla being terrifying in this movie. Every time he uses atomic breath, that heat ray, that thing, every time he would use that in the more recent films, I was actually going like this.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
This time, guys, essentially, every time that Godzilla was about to use his breath, his heat ray, every time I immediately thought of this. This movie, just to repeat my point, made Godzilla scary. Something else that I absolutely loved about Godzilla Minus One was the story in this movie. At the center of it all is a gripping and a thrilling story of seeing this post-war Japan and the people of Japan at their lowest point is trying to rebuild everything. But just when you thought that things couldn't get any worse, this fucking monster comes out of the blue and starts making things so much more significantly worse. The film has such a great emotional core, and by the end of the story, I was tearing up, man. For a film shot on, from what I heard, a 60 million, if not a less budget than that, the VFX look they look damn good, guys. Godzilla, now it looked scary, but Godzilla looked really, really good. This movie ended on such a highly satisfying and on such an emotional note. I walked away with this movie in such a joyful mood. Just wow.
Well, that's just fucking great!
One or two VFX shots didn't look the greatest, but did I care? No.
And here we go.
So overall, as a Godzilla fan, Godzilla Minus One not only left me feeling happy, but I was in a joy. Fantastic characters, a thrilling and emotional story, but best of all, it has a great and a terrifying Godzilla. Godzilla Minus One is easily one of my favorite films of the year, and I am absolutely going to give Godzilla Minus One a 5 out of 5. If this movie is still playing in theaters, and if you have not seen this movie yet, guys, please check it out as soon as possible. It is just awesome. So comment down below and let me know. Have you guys seen Godzilla Minus One? And I know I'm probably the last person to review this movie, but please let me know. Have you seen the film? What did you think of it? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm also on Twitch. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links and the usernames are in the description below. I hope you enjoyed my review of Godzilla Minus One. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell for my latest review goes live. If you guys want to see my previous 2 reviews, please click right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I will see you all next time.